met. We've known each other for about 10 years now.
Yes.
And we met on a sports-related thing.
We did.
We actually...
You hired me for a sports gig.
I hired you.
It's true.
It's
true. He did.
Come
he hired
with
me for a sports
Come
gig.
to the other side. This was a show called The Blunderful World of Sports. It was a lead into the Super Bowl a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Many years ago. I'm not kidding anybody. But it was on ABC, and
it would have been 2002, 7 years ago.
Yeah, it was about 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think we worked on it for 2 years since we kept doing things they didn't want, and then they hired us to do more of it. The story is, it was called The Blunderful World of Sports because bloopers, the word, is owned by Dick Clark. I don't think...
He owns that word?
He owns the word.
I didn't know that's why they changed it. He owns the word blooper.
So this was The Blunderful World of Sports. They wanted to make a couple more episodes of the show instead of just one, so they had us figure out a way to make something where we could elongate the process and have more content. So I came up with this idea for a thing called Beyond the Blunders, where we'd send out a correspondent, very much Jon Stewart style. I think it was before Jon Stewart, though. Very innovative things.
Innovative, genius.
Genius stuff. You're absolutely
groundbreaking.
Right. Very groundbreaking.
Yes.
And we kind of convinced ABC to send us to Minnesota and Florida and then Edinburgh and Spain to make these ridiculous Beyond the Blunders pieces. I actually have a photo from Scotland.
Fantastic.
That you may remember. Brian, can we show that photo? Is that possible?
Look at that.
I hope it zooms in all the... Keep zooming.
Nice. It's like 3D, that photo.
That is amazing stuff.
Those are two handsome gentlemen right there.
Looking very serious. What we were doing there...
What you can't see under that hat is I have a lot more hair at that point. Yeah. That's
the best Edinburgh money could buy.
That's right.
Wigs galore were in the budget. That was a piece that we did. We went and looked for this long jumper who'd fallen flat on his face in Scotland. And the greatest part was we knew that he wasn't around. He was on vacation.
That's right.
And that was part of a tag team trip we had to Spain. And we knew the other guy didn't want to talk to us. And we still convinced ABC to send us these two locations.
They're like, no, go ahead. It sounds like a great idea.
It'll be funny if we can't find him. It's a search.
Genius.
Yeah,
genius.
It's a search for the guys behind the bloopers.
It sounds like a blunder that you couldn't find them. Ooh.
But it was very much calculated.
This whole show's a think piece.
So by the time we were done hanging out in Edinburgh for 4 days, I was like, well, I should just dress as the long jumper.
Yes.
And we should go search the Scottish Highlands for him. And so we got Morgan all the gear, and I dressed as the high jumper or the long jumper, and was fired immediately.
And I was fired immediately.
I took the bullet with you. I was like, you get rid of him, man. You get rid of me. We're not. You lose both of us.
All right, we'll see you later then.
Yeah, we were both gone. And then the pieces we made were so funny, and Jim Belushi was hosting the show, and he got mad that they were funny, and he was no longer the guy. So he was like, these are terrible. You can't air them, or I'm going to walk. So he really was the reason
that they cut us out. Because he was on ABC. He had the #1 show. He had the #1 sitcom on ABC.
According to Jim.
According to Jim.
According to him.
Yeah. According to him.
According to him.
According to him and ABC. So he said these things have to go. So we got cut out of the show.
Unbelievable.
And I really needed that SAG insurance at the time.
Yeah.
It was a bummer. I could have come in handy.
And the worst part, best part, was that they were like, we can't use these. You've screwed up. How could you do that to us? Are you available for the next 3 weeks to make more stuff for us? And I was like, oh, I get how this business works.
Yeah.
Failing your way upwards.
This was right, and we made this right after I had a show on MTV called I Bet You Will, that we had just finished shooting I Bet You Will, and then I went and did all this stuff with you.
Were you sleeping in a hammock in your office at the time?
No, I'd just gotten. That's true. And we had just had a show. That was right before that. We had just had a show before MTV picked up the show. I was sleeping in a hammock. I was evicted from my apartment, sleeping in a hammock in my office. It was terrible. And then MTV decided to pick up this show, I Bet You Will, which we created on the internet, and it was the first show ever to go from the web to television, and then I could move into a real apartment.
Got rid of your beach buddies on the volleyball tour.
I was like, see you guys later. And then the next year we made Super Size Me. It was so if this blunder thing would have aired, it could be a whole different thing.
Well, guess what? Tonight we make history because this blunder thing is going to air.
Nice!
I have made it my life's work to get this on the air. What you are about to see has never been seen.
By anyone.
By anyone. In any medium.
That's amazing.
For better or worse. And basically what you're looking at, it's a rough cut though. We never even got to finish the pieces.
And I've never even seen these. That's the best part. I never got to see them because they wouldn't send them to me because you're like, we can't send them out. No, ABC won't let you show them. So
they wouldn't give me the footage.
I'm excited. I've never seen this.
I still don't have the good footage. What I have is a low-res version output, which is like, the voiceover I did.
It's like you're watching on your phone.
It's pretty much, it looks cruddy, which is maybe we'll give it like a filmic feel, like 8mm, but it looks cruddy. I did most of the voiceover because we hadn't come, Morgan hadn't come back to do it yet. So you'll be able to follow what's going on here, but just understand this is a very rough cut of a very, very good 4-week vacation. Brian, we can go this
spring heat and muggy disposition of Sarasota, Florida may appear to some, like me, as hell on earth. It is actually a little slice of heaven to 2 of this planet's inhabitants, mosquitoes and baseball players.
And both are hungry. This region is swarming with awestruck up-and-comers, all learning their craft, all chasing their dreams.
It is here that we track down Rodney Duncan McCray, a man whose dreams seemed boundless until he hit a wall.
Mr. McCray, please walk me through your day of infamy.
Technically, I had the day off until like 15 minutes before the game. My manager calls, McAdoo, you're in there, 7th inning, line drive hitter, gets a hold of one. I'm just focused on the ball. Like, I'm gonna catch this ball.
I'd like to show you the clip and have you relive the moment.
I always flinch when I see it because, you know, it's hard to believe that's me. Ooh, and I'm sitting here talking to you now, and then nothing broke. That's wicked. That's really wicked.
And you made the play.
Actually, I went out the ballpark, and the ball stayed in the ballpark.
And that ended your career?
No, I went on to play in the big leagues, the Chicago White Sox. It just made me a real popular guy in baseball.
So what are you doing now?
I'm still in the game of baseball. I'm the outfield base running coordinator for the entire minor leagues for Cincinnati Reds.
So you're the outfield coach?
Yeah, I teach them how to play the outfield.
You're the outfield coach?
Yes.
For the Reds?
Yes, I'm now coaching.
And they've seen this video?
Yeah.
Obviously, I was missing something. How could a guy who ran through the outfield wall be suited to coach the outfielders? I would have to go right to the source, his pupils.
Oh, I love Rod. He's a cup of coffee in the morning. You walk in the locker room and he's a guy shouting, getting everybody up, getting ready to go. He's just all out heart. Everything he does, he's at an up tempo and he gets the guys going. Back it up! Hey, back it up! De pasión nosotros también dentro de la pelota.
To me, that is the epitome of someone that had very poor technique on a particular play, but had heart and passion that carried him beyond what the normal person would do. He ran through a wall to try to catch a baseball.
He sure did, and in doing so, taught us a valuable lesson. We should all be so fortunate to have teachers brave enough to break down walls for their students. Indeed, Muggy Sarasota had proved profitable, and Rodney signed my baseball.
Nice. Yes. Dude, our first collaboration.
That was genius.
Golden.
That was my first time. I like that.
Not bad, right?
It's good.
We did good work.
I love how much hair I had in that video.
In your face, Jim Belushi.
That's right. Take that, Jim Belushi. Take that, Belushi.